one of the things that I always want to show you is all of the different ways that you can take little bites out of your project, and little mini projects can turn into little pieces of bigger projects. Today we're back on the fenders here on the 39 Thunderstruck. Stick around. I'm Mike. You're watching My Car Shop. We spent time in our last episode getting the wheel put back on so we could know whether or not we're centered in the wheel well, and we are. But this is 1-ton fenders and the wheel opening is huge. So today I've got some cardboard and we're going to start figuring out what radius we want to use in here to tighten up the gap in the fender a little bit, how we want to do it, what we want it to look like, and stuff like that. The reason we do this as a little bite, we're not going to fabricate the pieces and put them in the fender. For one thing, the fender still beat the crap. But the reason we do this is we will put a template in place and then we'll be able to look at it off and on over the next week or two to be sure that we like the design. Space and time can really give you perspective on things. And so doing a little bite like this and then moving on to other things before you come back to it to do the final work is important. Really would like one of my stools or a chair, but the cats are on that one and I don't know where the other ones are. But anyway, we may have to round one up here in a minute, but I'm got some tape and I got that cardboard shirt poster board, and we're just going to see like how we want to put this in here, where we want it to go. Do we want it to be all the way up in there, way down in here, like that? I think this is about where we want it, at least for using this piece of scrap cardboard. So hopefully this will stick. That ain't gonna stick. Oh, there's some blue tape. I wondered where that was. Probably not gonna stick to that either, especially when it doesn't peel right. Well, doggone it. What do you think, monster? Is this what you want to do, is watch me try to get a roll of tape started? It'll take me 27.8 hours. I'm going to get this taped on here and I'll be right back. If you really want it to stick, you got to clean it super fast and super easy and just make it super clean. Ask for it by name. Okay, that took some prep saw and an air gun to blow it dry, but anyway, we got her stuck. So, okay, we're just going to draw a line here so we know kind of where we're at with this, and then I want to kind of carry that line forward-ish. I know that we're not perfect. Don't care. This piece is probably should be a little longer, but it's going to give us a ballpark idea anyway. We'll probably make a better template than this, but I'm thinking we need to be down in here somewhere and then work our way up to this radii in here and just kind of come down gently and just kind of fill this out like so. This marker is junk. Let me get a different one. So I got it kind of roughed out. Here's the original factory edge. And then I was going in here and I realized it was probably too tight. So I came out here, tried to make a radius as best as I could. We may need to do some tweaking, but we're going to go ahead and trace that out with a razor blade and then put it back on the car and see what we get. We're using our very rare 1970 numbers matching low mileage workbench here to accomplish this work because it's important. Okay, so that piece can get out of the way, and then I'm going to take and trim this back a little bit further down in here for now. Okay, so there we kind of got our piece that we're going to use to see if it makes some sense or if this is going to look horrible. Cats have moved on to greener pastures now. And I'm going to try to fit this in here. Maybe in there makes more sense. I still feel like it needs more than that. That's the beauty of it, is I left myself plenty of extra. So that we can kind of get a feel for it, where we want it, how we want it. Okay, we need another piece of tape right there. I'm really hoping to not have to go way up in here, but I don't want this arch to be really weird either. I want it to, I don't mind if it comes up and has a little more of a swoop out there. It doesn't need to match here. I know that the half-ton Fender does, but let me back up and see what this looks like. I'm standing right behind you now. Boy, I think that works. And obviously we have some issues here where we need to blend that out a little differently, but I think as far as this goes, it's not bad. So let me get just to kind of that across there. And do I have one of those here? No, I don't see a, so I'll be right back. Well, I didn't find a, but I did find it. So let's cut it with the, see what we get. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. Something like that. Yeah, obviously we got a little there, but that ain't too shabby at all. Get myself another piece of tape. Just to kind of fit us in our fitment. Now our fender is bent all up in here and all kind of stuff, but how does that, I think that feels pretty decent. You know, I don't mind it coming back, like I said, at more of an angle up in here and then kind of swooping back but down. But I think way back in here is too much. And I don't know. Got to get back again where you are and see what it looks like. Yeah, I think so. So let's now I want to kind of, well, no, that wasn't the right tool for that. Because I think is what we did, wasn't it? Doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, this is just more for visuals. But I'm going to try to replicate this curve here, down here. Okay, this is pretty much a crappy pair of these, but close enough. Yeah, it ain't bad. It ain't bad. This could be a little bit more gradual, but what we can do when we make the actual piece is we can use this as a guide, maybe. But let me come back there. Knees hurt. Okay. Well, that ain't bad at all. That almost looks like we know what we're doing. Don't tell anybody. Okay, now we're going to do something for real visual appeal here. And just like that. Okay, now the hard part here is we really can't see the front of the tire up in here where it is. So I need to get something light in here or a light in here so that we can really get a visual, because we got light shining through here, which is actually exaggerating things quite a bit. I'm wondering about just a light that shines up here. Let me do some experimenting. Maybe my ring light. I'm not sure. Let me see what I can find. Okay, I have overexposed this so you can get a feel for it. I think it looks pretty good. I was going to try like white on there, but yeah, I think that looks all right. Let me see, that's 14-inch. Let's see if we have a wheel cover we can stick on there that will help bring the contrast out better. Hold on. I think I like that a lot. I don't know that those are the wheel covers we're going to use. I only have 2 of them. I actually have those for sale. Those are off of a 57 Plymouth. No idea where I got them. I had 4 of them. They might be a good option for this vehicle, but I don't. I do have some CUDA hubcaps up there. And they say Plymouth on them. I don't want to use those, but let's pull the light out now and see what she looks like. I think I really like the way this is filled in now, that it's not so big. I don't mind this being more open up in here. I thought about doing the same thing down in here, but my only concern, and I don't think it's going to be an issue, is that when the wheel turns, it could get into the fender. But we may have this truck higher than this. I don't know. Right now, I think as it stands, we should be at about 10 inches of clearance from here to the ground. It's going to be about like that, and that's what I'm shooting for. I don't want it slammed because she's going to use it as a truck, but I don't want it sitting real high either. I want it to have a little bit of a nice hot rod look. I think that that might not be too shabby at all. Yeah, I'm liking that. I don't think that radius looks bad at all. It flows good. I'm not going to worry about maybe, we could talk about maybe extending these up, but I think just leaving it like that is fine. Is this bigger in here than a half-ton truck? Probably. Do I care? No. Really like it. Yep, I really like it. So I want to let that dry so it's hazed out and not shiny. And I'll be back after that does that. I've spent a lot of time studying that. I did find some red oxide primer to just give me some contrast. I don't want to go crazy and go with white, but I like it. I feel like the radius blends well. I like the fact that it kind of doesn't come down here. It's still factory up there. I threw a piece of tape over the hole just because. And I was looking at, as far as the wheel fitting in here, I like the way it is. This has been out, I think, in here. This fender should be down flatter. But I think overall we've got plenty of clearance here for turnage, which I can't tell because I can only turn it like 10 degrees right now. So here's the thing. I need to sit on this for, not literally, I need to sit on this for a week or two and just keep looking at it, because right now I'm all excited and I'm geeked out about it. 5 days from now, tomorrow, I could look at that and go, that looks stupid. I don't think it will. And of course, a girl's got to look at it and tell me yes or no. But I think it's going to be good based upon my 45 years of experience. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. I think it looks phenomenal. I think it's I think it's going to do the job for us. And, you know, we've got a lot of work to do. This fender's beat to crap. The other one is beat to crapper. So we've got a lot of sheet metal work to do. I don't intend to do all that right now. That's not the point of this. The point of this is to say, yes, did I position the axle? Well, the axle on the frame doesn't really matter. Did I position the sheet metal mount in the appropriate place for it to look good on the front? Now, when this is done, I'm going to bet that most people, unless they are purists for the 39 to 47 Dodge pickup, they're not going to have a clue that I put this into the fender at all. So, like I said, once the template is made, the real template, not the template for the template, we'll be able to use that exact same thing for the other side. The other thing is when I get to this, and this is a long time down the road, but I want to give you the idea. I did this on the 47 Ford. That car, the drip rails were rusted off. This one, the truck, they're fine. So what we used on that to make the drip rail was fuel line. Steel fuel line. We spot welded it in, welded it all in, ground it to blend it, and mudded it with fiberglass. I'm probably going to use something similar in here to make this lip. The way this factory was, this is a rolled bead from the factory. I don't have any way to make that. So well, I do, but I can't make it like this. But what I can do is use a piece of fuel line, brake line, probably through 5/16, I'm going to guess, maybe 1/4 inch. And I can make a lip on here that we weld to the sheet metal and blend it all in perfectly, and it's going to look outstanding. So a future tip for what you can do when you need a lip, just weld sheet metal or weld the sheet metal to a piece of fuel line, brake line. This will be fuel line, steel line, and you make a beautiful, beautiful edge. You just solid weld it, grind it down, and you're in like Flynn. So, all right, that's what I wanted to accomplish today. I've been thinking about this for days, and I wanted to take a little bit and come out here and get her done, make sure that it was going to work. So we'll sit on this. We'll come back to it, and yeah, very cool. When I set you guys up over there, I looked at it and I went, oh man, that looks outstanding. All right, I'm going to stop getting all excited here and wetting my pants. I got to get in and start making supper and stuff. This is just after work on a weekday. I had a little bit of time. It is friggin' like 11 below out today. It's colder than a cold thing. But yeah, anyway, so we're in here with nice warm shop and getting after it. And thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. We have channel memberships for as little as $5 a month, up to whatever. And you get access to all kinds of behind the scenes content and private member posts and pictures. And I'll probably post something to the members about this today. You're not going to see this. You're seeing this first Friday in February, second weekend in February-ish, because the Sunday falls on the 1st. So this is probably the 6th, maybe. Anyway, so, you know, that kind of gives you an idea on my timeline. I'm a little tighter on video production than I have been, but I'm still trying to stay 3-4 weeks out until I can get more time and get it built back out again to 6-8 weeks. So anyway, that'll do it. We'll catch you on the next one. And don't forget, around here, it's probably the most important thing, because if you can't do this, you can't build anything. Don't forget.